Opium addiction is a major issue even now, isn't it? Okay, sounds like a demonic train's going on right now. Oh, this is back to where we were. I'm House Stock. Cover letter. Hello, Frank. How are you, my old friend? It was good to see you last week. Next time, let me get the rounds in. I hope everything's okay on your side of town. Here in your old neighborhood, the situation's getting worse. It's getting more violent every day, and it's only thing about expansion. Even when it seems there are new players around trying to dispute our territory. My bootball is in a bad spot, I'm afraid. So I thought about what you said last time we met. She never regretted leaving the gang. The only thing you regret is never being able to put a foot in the East End again, to avoid a good beating or worse. Well, rest assured that you'd have my protection if you decide to pass by. And maybe we could talk again about new opportunities and job offer. You know, I've always been good with numbers, so maybe if you need an accountant in your company. Let's talk about it, shall we? Talk about that, shall we? Say hello to your wife for me. WBB for life. Old chap. Boot Digby. Ah, wet boots boy. Just one room tag.
Me to know you can't see me, my sweet queen. Perhaps we should have listened to what the idiot had to say first.
Alright.
Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got here. Clear off. We don't want strangers on our streets.
So you won't tell me your name, then?
The name is Booth Digby. Maybe I'll ask my boys to break one or two of your bones, just so you remember it.
Are you some kind of vigilante patrolling these streets at night?
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here. We are, see?
So you're a concerned criminal, is that it?
Using funny jokes about me and my boys, are you? Fuck. You must have some balls.
I saw many men like you during the war, Mr. Digby. Greedy little cockroaches who feed on despair.
I could kill you for saying that. But, nah. You've been a soldier. I can respect that.
He probably just doesn't think he has a chance against us, and he doesn't.
So, tell me about your gang, then.
What? Have you got a death wish? You really want me to answer that?
Well, yes. You seem so proud of your status. Why not tell me who you're working for?
Oi! I'm the boss, all right? The Wet Boot Boys work for me. All of them. Situation round here is better than other districts because of us. Because of me.
Yeah.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Things ain't that bad, thanks to us. We give people what they need, and we control this borough.
Well, you're not doing a very good job. People are still dying here like everywhere else.
Yeah, well, we can't be everywhere all the time. And Edwina says if we can find more guns, we could be more efficient.
More efficient? Really? You should probably tell Edwina that guns are useless against diseases and infections.
Incredible. You know what? You're lucky she can't hear you right now. She's more smart than patient. My sweet queen of the docks.
Edwina Cox is the wife of Quay Cox, but she has a thing here for Boot, it seems. Or at least he has one for her.
I know you're looking for an honest job, Booth. You're tired of this criminal life, aren't you?
It's just an idea. Edwina loves to run things so much. You can never really leave the gang. Wet boys for life, you know.
Goodbye.
How is he? He's healthy. Edwina Cox, no idea. Random coughing elsewhere.
Good evening, miss. I am Dr. Reed. May I ask you a few questions?
Who are you? What do you want?
As I just told you, I'm a doctor. From the Pembroke Hospital, actually.
The Pembroke Hospital, you say? I ain't paying any bill left by Clay.
I'm not here to collect payment, miss.
Miss Edwina Cox. So what do you want then? Fancy buying something from me, maybe?
Can I see what you have to sell?
As long as you have money, I'll show you all I have.
Please, show some restraint. Expensive.
Good evening, miss.
Hello again.
What can you tell me about your work?
I'm a businesswoman. I buy and sell things, and I send my wet boot boys after anyone who don't play nice with me.
Gang member and shopkeeper. Can't be easy running double shifts.
If you're interested, I may find use of a doctor who can freely walk across the city, you know.
You're quite blunt, aren't you?
I like people who know what they want and say what they think. This is a time of great opportunity for those ready to embrace their destiny.
I'm not interested in a career in the criminal underworld, Miss Cox.
Fair enough. Stay away from us then, if you don't want to get hurt or worse.
Since my return from the war, I don't feel that concerned by threats, knives, or even bullets, if you must know.
That's exactly what that stupid trade unionist claimed after he attacked one of us. Booth and I reminded him a bullet beats words every time.
But what about a two-handed club? And the fact that I'm a vampire can heal from bullets quite easily.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
You can't trust anyone around here. As soon as you lower your guard, you can be sure some arsehole will take advantage of you.
You sound like you're thinking of somebody in particular.
Take the gravediggers of Southwark. They must pay me every week, but it looks like they forgot who gave them permission to steal from the dead.
Looting corpses in a mass grave. That is a new low.
Whatever. Hey, since you're a doctor and all, maybe you can access that forbidden area and remind those bastards what they owe.
I'd slap them around on principle, given that. Well, it's I have to be honest, pinched stuff off the dead as well. Ignored him, the protagonist. They're probably
Really?
spreading disease.
Don't you think that's a little bit excessive?
Bastards, all of them. This region only responds to violence and threats.
Probably talking about herself as much as anything else.
You still use your husband's name, Edwina. Why is that?
What a terrible
Why shouldn't
name.
I? He may be a bloody bastard, but I'm still his wife, and his name means something round here.
You never paid him a visit at the Pembroke Hospital, did you?
And I don't intend to. In Clay's case, I'm not against a medical mistake or a little help from the Spanish flu.
Ooh, Digby looks at you with love-struck eyes. Tell me, Edwina, is the feeling mutual?
You have no idea how refreshing it can be for a woman to receive all the pleasure she needs. For once.
I'll take your word for it.
What is it, Doctor? A woman's not supposed to talk about these things.
I believe you manipulated Booth Digby to get everything you wanted from him, both inside and outside the bedroom.
The poor bastard is good to me, if you must know. He makes me feel good. And that's a first.
So you're just like any other couple, after all, are you not?
Yeah, we're so ordinary that I'd put a bullet in his head if he ever cheated on me.
Yeah. He's good to you, but are you good to him? People tend to forget that.
Tell me about the man you and Booth killed, Edwina.
The bastard killed one of us and received retribution. There's nothing else to say.
What happened exactly?
I don't know, and I don't care. One of ours was killed by that communist bastard, but he didn't brag for long.
So you have no idea what really happened, but you executed him anyway.
No one messes with the wet boot boys, Doctor. This is our territory, and this is our law.
And your conscience is clear. You kill without hesitation.
Violence is an efficient tool, Dr. Reed, when used properly.
So you decide who lives and who dies, just like that.
Yes, Doctor. Just like that. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying it's my way of dealing with troublemakers.
Goodbye.
The sewer dog's fault, they say. Then the gangs, the epidemics, everyone's throwing the blame.
On page of a diary. For walking away when they mocked my color. For walking away when they mocked my color, I hate myself. For crying like a girl when they insult me, I hate myself. For swearing like a boy when they're gone, I hate myself. For hating my parents, I hate myself. For smiling when the customers call me Sabrina, I hate myself. For never finding the courage to tell Tom how I truly feel, I hate myself. Okay, somehow we know it's hers. Ah, you.
Clients. What with the epidemic, no one dares go outside.
Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, sir. How are you tonight? Back to the docks, are we?
You remember me then?
Of course I do. You're that man who seemed so lost when he entered my bar a few nights ago.
Thank you for your hospitality. I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way.
I'm still Tom Watts. Welcome back, Doctor.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
It's not that bad. Thanks to people like the sad saint of the East End.
Who?
Sean Hampton, our own private holy figure. Few are foolish enough to make peace with the gangs. Sean is one of them.
How is it you can keep this place open? This part of town doesn't seem particularly safe.
Well, since everybody needs a drink, my pub is considered neutral ground by most groups.
I see. So you get pressure from all sides about how this place should be run, do you?
Or something like that. Nothing that a few wise words and a bottle of gin can't solve.
You're something of a figurehead around here.
I'm only pouring alcohol for everyone to forget their troubles. Sean Hampton is the one giving them long-term hope.
Since I'm here, is there anything I can do?
Well, perhaps, Doctor. Peace partly depends on my stock of gin. Now, with the epidemic, my supplies are running low.
How could a physician help you in this matter?
I have a small warehouse just past the quarantine line. Perhaps, with you being a doctor, you could go there and come back?
Doctors aren't immune to disease, you know. Very well. Show me where it is. I'll see what I can do.
Oh, thank you, sir. Here's the key to get in. You're about to save many dry throats.
And probably plenty of people from his stabbings. Like if alcohol's the only thing that keeps it low.
Goodbye, Miss.
Before we bring that up, let's talk to the girl herself. Woman.
Evening, Miss.
Well, I never. That's a first. Customers who make that much mess rarely come back. Never mind in fancy togs.
I'm much more myself than when we first met. By the way, I'm Jonathan, Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome back to the Turquoise Turtle then, Doctor. I'm Sabrina Cavendish. How can I help you?
They're, in the diary, it's saying when they mocked my color. I assumed skin color. Only a slight tan. Just like... It's not like it's, that different, Not saying justifying it if it was different, but it's just like, they're really grasping at straws, weren't they? To be honest, they are with going that, line anyway, but especially so. Just looks like she, acknowledges the sun existed for more than 5 minutes. Kind of reminds me, the singer Voltaire brought him up before in my Bioshock 2 playthrough, and actually earlier in this, the Vampire Club song I was referencing. It's Bela Lugosi, Still Undead. That's a line in it. He was saying before, I vaguely remember, I hope I'm not misremembering, that when he moved to America, like he's from Cuba, they left the country when he was young, I think, and he was in America. I think he grew up in New Jersey. When they were in the inner city, he was bullied by the kids there for being white. And then when he was moving to the suburbs, he was so excited to go be with the white kids because maybe they wouldn't treat him like shit for his skin color. Then they treated him for shit for having a tan. He was too black for them. So the inner city kids, the black kids, disliked him for being white. And the white kids disliked him for being black. He only had a bit of a tan. And he doesn't really seem to have much now. He's in the pictures and whatnot I've seen of him. Like, less than she does. So yeah, it's, people are gobshites. Someone was saying before that, when transhumanist future comes around and, everyone can look any way they want. Certainly that's what I'm looking for. I want to be hot anime girl. Like, sincerely. People still find a reason to hate each other. That bitch, how dare she have the same brand nose as me? Same model nose. How dare she? That, plebeian doesn't have the chassis brand chassis or, whatever. They'll find one reason or another to shit on someone. You don't have a high enough grade. There'll be fucking console wars over, cybernetic manufacturers. People find any reason or another to hate someone else. It's just part of humanity, and quite an irritating part, but it's just one of them part of it for us, for you. People are immensely tribalistic, even over the most insignificant and minor of things. And the best we can do is trying to trim it back and whatnot, but that's the best we can do. Maybe in the future we'll be a lot better, and we're certainly making strides that way, but it just seems to be an inherent part. Like, people often bring it up, religion used to be a very big part of people's society, and while for a lot it's died off of significance, be it like their passive acceptance of it or outright like in more of an atheistic stance, other things have risen to the fore. Politics is, some people like practically worship their candidates. They're saints that can do no wrong as far as they're concerned. Any politician that's against them is a demon, a devil. So just look at American politics. Whatever side of the fence you're on, the other side will be, whatever side of the fence politics you take, you can look at American politics and find examples of your side or the other side being vilified or deified. Outside of politics, it's, products like, people, Star Wars filling that gap or what have you. It's probably less of an issue with the latter case than the former, but people do seem inherently drawn to tribalization and whatnot, for better or worse. Some aren't as much of an issue as others are. But it's, all looped in together. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. I've actually severe memory issues, so it's hard for me to remain focused on a point. But yeah, it's just people find one reason or another to hate people, and we just seem inherently drawn to tribalization. Well, we're doing better. There's limits to how far we can go. It's impossible to know where those limits are.
What can you tell me about this area?
People don't appreciate that line of questioning round here. You best be more careful with what you say, sir.
You look concerned, Miss Cavendish.
This is a bad borough. Most people I know are afraid. Most locals will rob you blind, or worse. You best mind your step.
So you and your friends all feel in danger? No exceptions?
Tom's the only exception I've come across until now. But he's not like everybody else.
This place seems, how shall I put it, very colourful. I'm sure it has plenty of stories to tell.
We get people of all sorts here. It's that rare place in the docks where you can have a drink without being murdered. At least it's not happened yet.
So this bar is neutral territory then?
Yeah. Tom's convinced this is something the locals need. No one ever draws a weapon here. That's one of the reasons I accepted the job.
Your boss must be quite the negotiator to force such an agreement.
Yeah. Tom's a great bloke. Mr. Hampton, who runs the night asylum, he's the only other man that's able to keep peace around here.
It's quite impressive, really.
Excuse my curiosity, but where exactly are you from, Miss Cavendish?
Something bothering you? What, my name? Or my complexion?
Cavendish? His English is... I would, color-wise, yeah, but... I get where she's going there, but Cavendish? Sabrina Cavendish? What would be the issue with the name? Yeah, his English is anything else. Well, I think I'm presuming it's English, but, eh.
Believe me, I never judge someone on their place of birth or the color of their skin.
If that's true, you'd be one of the few not to make fun of me. Just you, Tom, Dyson, Miss Fishburne, and of course Mr. Hampton.
Tom and Mr. Hampton both seem like good guys. Again, the other guy was getting drained, and he was, still being very polite, like cripplingly so, and even apologizing afterwards, thinking he wasn't. He's too nice. There must be something up.
I'm sorry if I worried you. I was just curious to find out if you know this part of town well.
Nosy. My dad was a sailor from Bombay, and my mum was a maid born up in Glasgow. They got married in London, and here I am.
World trip. Bombay is a bit further from London than Glasgow is, but still, it's quite the journey.
Sabrina, tell me about your true feelings for your boss.
I love Tom. Not ashamed of it. Don't care if the customers joke about it, neither.
Who's mocking you?
I mean, we're always together. People will talk, won't they?
Does Tom love you?
Yeah, but he's always reluctant to take it further. It's not because I'm younger, or because of the colour of my skin. He hates jokes about us.
Goodbye, Miss Cap.
Dyson's got fatigue. Let's heal you up.
Good evening, sir.
Whatever.
Don't you recognize me? We met a few nights ago.
Don't take it personally. I spent a lot of energy forgetting what I did the night before.
Yes, you had definitely drunk too much then as well. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I'm Dyson Delaney. I'll try to remember you. This time.
Don't push yourself too hard.
Inebriation aside, do you need medical help?
Yes. I feel sicker than usual these days.
Take this, then. And perhaps you could try to slow down the alcohol intake, too.
Hey, Doc, you don't really want me to stop the only remedy I can afford.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Delaney?
I drink. I drink in the morning and at noon. I drink at night. And then I drink some more.
Don't you work at all?
I'd love to, but I don't have the time. Didn't I tell you? Drink in the morning and at noon. I drink at night.
Sorry, got distracted again by that silk thing. Just looking at my phone.
Why do you drink so much?
Maybe it's because I prefer dying slowly. Death can be so abrupt. Personally, I like to see mine coming at my own pace.
You sound very sad, sir.
That's because I am Doc.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks, I mean.
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighborhood. So friendly. So joyful.
No reason at all to rejoice, then. Life is hopeless and then we die, is that it?
Let me tell you a story.
All right. Go on.
A few years ago, when I believed a resolute man could change things around here for good, a tragedy occurred nearby.
What kind of tragedy?
It was a bomb. Bomb that exploded and killed many people. Metal and blood everywhere. Shouts, fire, broken window of the shoe shop, the torn street light.
You lost people you loved that day, didn't you?
I've lost everything. But you know what the worst part is? I don't even remember where it happened. I've drunk so much to forget it. And now I can't remember where it was. I can't pay my homage to the dead.
I'm sorry, Mr. Delaney.
It's okay. If you ever find the place, just leave a flower for me there. Even if you tell me where it is. I'm not sure I'd memorize it.
Good. I was hoping we could actually follow up on it.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this part of town? Except for the cheap drinks, I mean.
How dare you?
Why are you so cynical?
Cynicism is
Why
the
so
polite
British?
way to express despair, Doctor.
No.
Let me tell.
Or what you?
It's a
What do you do for a?
I
Good, I am recording. I was scared I wasn't.
drink.
3 hours down.
Surely you must have had dreams and expectations when you were young, like everybody else.
Sure, I wanted things to change. To really change, and to change for good. The bigger the dream, the harder the fall.
Sounds like you were an idealist, which is honorable.
No, sir. I was an anarchist and I believed that exclusive property is a robbery in nature. I wanted a new world to rise from the ashes, Dr. Reed.
That's a terrible idea.
Do you really think the world...
Anarchy wouldn't work.
No, I believe we all can choose to make it better. But most of us are too weak, too corrupt and too guilty. I failed for sure, but others will come.
I want to know more about your past as an anarchist, Dyson.
I'm still an anarchist, Doctor, make no mistake. I just reject violence as a tool to change the world, unlike my comrades.
Do you still see your comrades, then? Even if you don't agree with their methods anymore, I mean.
No. I hope they'll come to share my point of view one day. I'll raise my glass to that splendid idea.
But yeah, anarchy would not work. Be it ANCOM or ANCAP. For those who don't know what the either definition means, ANCOM means anarchist communist. ANCAP means anarchist capitalist. They basically want to achieve, want a communist or capitalistic system under a anarchy system. I'm not really sure how they would work, but yeah, they want no government or ruling body. I don't. ANCAP seems of the two that'll be more feasible, but to be honest, I don't think either would actually work. Like, I'm not sure how you would have how communism will work on with no government controlling it. I'm not really sure how it would work full stop, but yeah. With ANCAP, I think it could be just because I talked to an ANCAP before, and it makes, like, while I disagree with it, I have an idea of their logic, how they think it would work. And yeah, sounds fine. Like, I have an idea of how they think it would work, so it makes more sense, even if I disagree with it. But the other way, it's just, I saw people asserting it, and that was it. So, yeah. But yeah, it wouldn't work. There's issues with how things are, but that's just asking for, tribal war, or not tribal, but, warlords to take over places.
Do you believe in a bloodless revolution, then?
I do not believe in much anymore, Doctor. But I'll admit I like your idea of peaceful change. I like it a lot.
Goodbye.
But with the epidemic, no one dares go outside.
Good evening, Mr.
What?
Goodbye.
Didn't mean to click on him.
Welcome back, Doctor. What can I do for you?
Swore he got like secondhand drunk off him. Oh, you can check that way.
Sabrina seems very fond of you, Tom.
I like her too. I really do. I know I'm her boss, and I'm much older and all. But I like her, for sure.
What is bothering you, then?
Sabrina is an angry one. She wears it like a coat. I'm not sure I can make her shed that anger. It hurts to see her like that.
Why does your waitress feel in danger working on the docks?
This part of town is dangerous for all, but for women it's worse, as always. Sabrina is a brave girl, but she can't help feeling in danger.
Do you think she has good reason to feel this way? Are you not worried about her safety?
Of course I am. The truth is, she's tougher than me deep inside. She just has to learn to control it.
Goodbye, Miss.
Perhaps I should shut the turquoise for a time.
Again, just makes me think of, remember I was saying before about the rape victims and the allegedly the UN services refusing to serve male ones. Also, in plenty of places, it's not counted as rape if it's if a man's the victim. If a man's the victim of it. Ah, good. Someone actually removed the body. But yeah, it's not considered rape if a man's the victim of it. Outright definitional kind of thing. Like England, for example. And from what I checked, when they made marital rape illegal here in Ireland, the stipulation was simply man on woman. So, unless they made a later on amendment to that, wouldn't that mean marital rape isn't marital rape if it's a woman wife forcing herself on her husband?
It's locked.
Stuck. Won't budge. Oh, hiya.
Hello, boy.
Hello. Good evening.
Did I scare you? You have nothing to fear from me.
No, it's just that people prefer to avoid me.
Well, I won't. I'm a doctor.
My name is Rufus, sir. Rufus Kingsbury.
I think I'm gonna call quits after this. Anemia. I don't have any treatments for it.
Some call this the bad part of town. Well, I've lived in worse.
I can feel it coming in my bones. Hatred.
Evening, Rufus.
Evening, Mr.
Let's talk to this guy and the guy behind, and then I'll find a safe house.
What can you tell me about this region?
It's all about staying out of trouble. But since most people prefer to avoid me, it's pretty easy.
Why do people avoid you?
They call me Rufus the Curse. Around here, I'm a bit of a bad luck charm.
Have you ever thought about leaving?
Where else would I go? At least I know these streets and some people around here. This is my city, for better or worse.
What do you do around here, Rufus?
I listen to the news on the docks, sir. And I smile at those kind enough to spare me a bob.
Do you have a job?
It's hard to work, what with my head and all. Since I was a boy, I've always had trouble remembering what I do and why I do it.
What do people say about this place?
Things have been tense between the wet boot boys and the communists. They both feel they should run the docks.
Are you alone? Where is your family?
I don't have any. My parents are dead.
So you have no home? You're sleeping rough.
No. I mean, yes. I live on the streets. I have no home.
This city has abandoned so many of its children. It's tragic.
I've known worse. I'm not all alone. I have Mrs. Fishburne. She's been very kind to me.
Why do you think she's so considerate?
I can't say, sir. I guess she's a good soul. Sometimes it's like she replaces the mother I lost, even if we're not related.
So long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
Whispers of monsters got folk gossiping and scared. It's people they should fear. Flesh and blood.
Good evening.
That too.
Good evening. Why must it always be a good evening?
I was just being polite. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you some questions, if I may.
Don't like questions. Or doctors. And the name is Seymour Fishburne, if you must know.
Oh. Husband, son.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
A shithole filled with maggots. Liars and thieves, all of them.
And are you the king of them?
Are you thinking about someone in particular?
No? Hate them all. Especially these petty, whining little shitbag beggars.
Even though it's just generally where he's staring, I feel he was intentionally staring at the guy across from him.
Is there no one who deserves your leniency then?
Well, Tom from our local is somewhat of a decent bloke. At least, unlike most maggots, he knows how to listen without opening his trap.
What's your occupation?
I take care of my mum. It's what I do.
Ah.
She's
Son.
the only good thing in my life. Even though I don't treat her so good.
You seem upset. Is something bothering you?
I lost the necklace I bought her. I'm a fucking idiot. A worthless idiot.
Sometimes it's hard to be a good son.
I just want her to smile. No, I was thankful for her patience, appreciated like... God knows she deserves it.
A feel of. I only ever see that when I see like a Chinese show or maybe Korean. Like I was watching one on Netflix. I can't quite remember what it's called anymore, but saw it being thrown around there. It's about a son born. Oh wait, damn it, that was a Korean one. Okay, the Chinese one a son's born to the Emperor, but then the son's mom was accused of witchcraft, and that hurt her standing with the Emperor. The son was also punished for failing diplomacy. He was like 4, trying to talk down, well, 8, trying to talk down violent revolutionaries. Or they're like remnants of the previous regime. Militant remnants. Like one was like captain of the guard. That was the leader of them. So it's just like you're putting a lot of pressure on the kid. And plot twist, it turns out he failed due to another guy deciding to fuck him up. Like, he was like, okay, he's diplomatizing. Charge, men! Kill them all! And then, well, the other guy's unconscious, tell his own story.
Goodbye, Mr.
He's got a cold. Okay, it's got 10,050 XP. I thought it said... Sorry, 1,050 XP. I thought it said 10,000. I think I can hide out in the other guy's room.
I cannot enter.
Ah, good thing no one saw that. Ah, gonna hide in here. Anemia and cold. Okay, I probably have stuff to say to the other guy, but let's focus on these two. To Digby there, but I want to focus on the two guys over here.
Good evening.
Yeah.
Do you require medical assistance?
That's something I didn't expect to hear again. A doctor concerned with the health of his patients. Yeah. I could use some help. On several matters, in fact.
I don't know which kind of doctor you're used to dealing with, but it's a doctor's purpose to heal people.
And is it your purpose as well, Mr. Reed? I would say it's a convenient way for gaining people's trust.
It is, ain't it?
Goodbye, Mr. Evening, Rufus.
Evening, Mr. Reed.
Do you need help?
A real doctor caring about me. That's a first. I feel like a real person.
A real doctor treats everyone the same, Rufus.
I don't know what to say. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Glad to
So
go.
long, Rufus. Be careful. Take care.
There. Just have to go around to the districts and throw stuff at people. I now need to go to... Before next time I level up, I have to come back to this district and patch up that guy and try and find the last 3 people. They might need healthcare. Sadly, she's gone. So I did not anticipate that happening to her, but I guess the poetic line the other one gave was a hint. You know, don't use your vampire abilities on her. You know, fiery eyes and claws, rivers of blood or something. So anyway, I sincerely hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you join me again soon. If there's anything at all you'd like to tell me, please let me know in the comment section below. But until next time, love and peace, baby.